In order to use Node.js, first you have to download and install on your machine. I recommend LTS, long-term support. I have already downloaded and installed on my machine. Let me toggle over to terminal. Once you are done installing in terminal, you can type node-v to verify. It shows the current version number of the node you installed on your machine, and this proves that you have successfully installed Node on your machine. Before we jump into VS Code and write some JavaScript and run in Node, I want to show you a built-in tool of Node.js. It is Node.js Interactive Shell, aka read eval print loop. So we're going to type Node and press enter. Now I can program JavaScript in this terminal. So for example, I can type 1 plus 2, it gives me 3. I also can define some variables here, for example, var a equal to 5. And if I type a and press enter, it shows me what is in 5. Let me define a second one, var b equal to 6, and then show what is a plus b. It is 11. Also, I can type some commands, console.log hello Node.js. Press enter. It shows me hello Node.js. All right. Next, let's go to VS Code. I'm going to show you more examples about Node.js. I created a directory called node_js. Right now it's empty. So let's work on our first example. So create a file. I created a JS file, and in this file, I can program in JavaScript. So first, I'm going to declare a variable. Then I can print it. I also can define a function. So if you remember the syntax of function, let's call this function fun. And console.log function gets called. Here's how we invoke this function. Just function name, and then a pair of parentheses. Next, I'm going to define for loop. For let I equal to 0, I less than, for example, 10, I plus plus. In the loop body, we're going to print this I. Okay. Next, I can define if else. So first, I'm going to define a variable flag and make it false initially. Then we have if flag. If this is true, console.log flag is true, else console.log flag is false. And of course, in the end, I'm going to console out. This is the last line. All right, so that's our program. If I launch this program in Node.js, we're going to start from line 1, then line 2, all the way down to line 20. The question is, how do we run this code? Now, previously, we have to define this in HTML and right-click, view in browser, okay? Since the browser has a JS engine, and the JS engine will execute this HTML and also the JS in the HTML. But now we only have a .js file. How do we execute this .js file? Okay, in VS Code, there is a built-in terminal. So I'm gonna drag it up here. And by default, we're already in this folder. So if I do ls, as you can see, under this directory, there's only one file, this JS file. How do we launch it? We're gonna use command node. So node space, then the JS file you want to execute. In our case, is 01, press tab. So complete the name. So node, this file name, basically means execute this code. So press enter. As you can see, hello Node.js function gets called. So this is line 8. Then we're printing 10 numbers. Then flag is false, and this is the last line. So that's how we execute JavaScript code in Node. As you can see, we're executing JavaScript outside browser.